Good morning, everybody. It is May the 10th. I hope you are having an excellent morning, excellent day, whatever time it is you're watching this. Today, you're going to need a pair of weights and a chair at the very end, chair. We are going to be doing some band work, so you can use one band or two bands. If you have a band for arms and a band for legs, you are certainly welcome to use those as you need to. If you only have one band, you can use that for either thing that we're doing because we're not doing both arms and legs with a band at the same time. So one band or two, whatever you have is going to work for you. All right. We're going to start with a meditative stretch, which means we're going to be going into a position and just be holding what we're doing. So I want you to be, whatever position we're in, be thinking about what is stretching and just kind of focus on making that longer, just kind of pushing into the stretch. So it's not going to be the fast meditative because, cardio is going to come next. Not fast meditative, slow meditative. The meditative part of meditative. All right, here we go. All right, let's start with a wide stance. And go ahead and straighten your fingers, take them to splay position, and just feel that. Your fingers are splayed. And then we're just going to slowly lift our arms to shoulder level. And then reach and hold that as best you can. Keep your fingers splayed, turn your arms over, and I want you to take those thumbs as far as they can go. And we're going to hold that position. And then I want you to slowly bend your elbows, keep those fingers splayed. Bend your elbows, bring them into your side. Got a little stretch on your shoulder going there. Slowly fold it up, keeping those fingers splayed. Reach your hand in so that you can touch your shoulder and hold this position. Lift the elbows. Just shrug your shoulders up into that little yoke right there. Tilt your head back. And drop your shoulders. Drop your chin. Roll your arms down. Relax. And wiggle your fingers. Walk your feet in, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. And just kind of wiggle your legs a little bit. That's not a meditative part, and that's okay. Rock up on your toes and your heels and your toes and your heels and toes and heels. All right. So the meditative stretch was mostly for arms. All right. Let's march. Quick and fast. Short, small arm movements. Hands are open. Fingers are relaxed. Okay. We just got through stressing them out, right? Tap to the side. Hands going with. Nice upper body posture. Tap to the front and change it out. You can do a heel tap or a toe tap to the front, what suits you. Let's tap back. And I'm doing a little twist on mine to really work my legs and get my hips involved slowly. You see how the twist is working its way up. Adding my arms. Good. Let's walk it back down. And go to our march. Now, I want you to take steps forward, but they need to be that fast pace. Now let's do it backwards. And make it, I don't want your head moving back and forth, so everything's staying low below your body. Side. Try to make your arms long on this. Bending from the elbow. Good. Front. Now, we're just going to slow it down. So you had that little bob. Big arm swing with the heel. And I want you to turn your body counter. So you're bringing your shoulder towards the foot that's going out. Helping you get into that shoulder there. Good. Now, push back. So here's where you're really kind of reaching to get some space behind you. Excellent. Bring it back in here and march. Our quick march movement. Come forward, my dears. Come forward. Go back, go back, go back. And forward again. Big knees. All right. All right, shake it out. Now, we're going to go into lunge. We're going to be doing forward lunge. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to step into our forward lunge with our left foot. And we're just going to go in that position and do 8 little pulses. So step forward and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now let's do it with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is what we're going to be doing. Now, you keep it easy, keep it simple. 6, 7, 8. And we're just doing rounds of 8. Don't have to go deep. Got to hold the position, nice upper body position. All right, which foot did I have? Oh, I had to think about which foot I had going forward. All right, so just very simple forward lunge with a pulse. Nothing too complicated. Not everybody likes a forward lunge, which is why you don't have to go deep, okay? Personally, forward lunge is not my go-to. Reverse lunge is my go-to. Okay, we're going to do the left leg, 6, 7, 8, and then the right leg, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I want you to stretch it out. I want you to do 8 heel lifts for me, okay? Go ahead and get those done while I reset our music. All right, 8 heel lifts and then 8 knee lifts. Okay, so bring it forward. Now, we're going to do the same song again, but we're going to step into reverse and do the reverse lunge. Again, does not have to be deep on this. You know, we have a minute 40 to get as deep as you want to go. So every 8, you get a little deeper, get a little more stretch into it. Doesn't have to be heavy duty to start off with. So let's do it again. Going into our reverse lunges. So you simply just take that foot back and you focus on the back leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you just simply switch it. Nice upper body. Because you don't want to be bending into the lunge unless you're bending down to tie your shoe. You want to keep your rib cage up and open. Your airway relatively straight. And if you're wanting to get more, then you simply sit further down into the lunge on your back knee. And if you don't, then you stay fairly high and you just let your heel push to the floor so that you get that long stretch. Lunges are about what's going to work for you today. You had a certain goal in mind when you were doing lunges and you're working with somebody, then yes, you would want to push yourself all the time. And in doing a set of pulses like this allows you to have a variety of range of how you're pushing yourself. Okay? Good. Okay, one more left. And one more right. All right, let's stretch, straighten those legs out. Come up on your toes for just a tick. And then roll onto your heels. All right, lift. Woo. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right, let's go to hip hinges. So we're gonna go wide. Gonna roll the hips back, keeping the legs relatively straight, head and neck at neutral. Belly button tucking towards the top of your thighs. Let's go into the hamstrings. And we're going to hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're just going to go down and up. So we're just doing our little halfway. So we aren't starting off with a pulse. Our halfway down is only as far as your hamstrings were stretched. And you just come halfway up, keeping mindful watch on your lumbar, back and shoulders. Able to breathe. That's why you want your head and chest up towards the 45 degree of the floor. Come up. Shake out your hips. Pick up your leg a couple of times. Your legs, plural. All right. Let's roll back into our seated position. Hips back. Let's find our hamstrings one more time, and we'll do a 10 count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, from where you are, come halfway up and go halfway back down. So doing the bigger pulse out of the bottom of the stretch lets you know where you need to go, so you don't feel like you're tearing anything or pulling on anything unduly. Bring it up. All right. 8 heel lifts. And then 8 knee lifts. This is one of the longest songs because I want us to have a good break, okay? All right, shake your legs out. Go to the widest stance that you can handle. Roll those hips back. Down into those hamstrings. Sit as low as you can. From there, you're going to come up half and half. Up and down. And just slow this one down. Nice and wide. You want to get the stretch on it. Little inner thighs. Your glute muscles, your hip muscles. Keeping your back in good position. Head and neck at neutral. Now my neck is craned a little bit so that I can kind of watch as we're doing this. You don't have to crane your head up to watch. Now, if you get tired, come up, take a deep breath, wiggle your legs and go back down into it. Good. It's okay to take that little bit of a break, take that breath, come back down. We are near the very end. We have about 8 left. But I'm not counting them, so don't worry about that. Come up. Little hip hula. Slide it in. All right, we're going to sit down and put our band on at below knee level. Whichever band you're using. Whew. All right. While we're waiting for everybody to get their bands on, I want you to just rock in your seat. Let's give our low back some good juju there, some synovial fluid. All right, we're going to open and close. Open and close. So I want you to think about what your upper body is doing. Your legs are doing something very definitive. So tilt your belly button forward. Your shoulders are going to be back a little bit because in order to lift your legs, and if you're not holding on, your shoulders are going to tilt back. Totally fine. But make sure your lumbars are doing a good thing. So I'm just going toe heel, toe heel. So I'm planting my toes and then my heels, making it very definitive movement. Good. Four, three, two, and one. Sit up nice and tall. Rock. Do a couple of hulas one way and the other. All right. We're going to take the band up to the top of our legs, to the thighs now. Now, if coming up to the thighs bothers you, you can keep it low. All right. So in this one, it's open as wide as you can, and then hop it back in for 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's open, 2, 3, 4. 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 So let's take a pause. If it's not working for you on the top of your legs, move it to the bottom of your legs. Open, 2, 3, 4. Open, 2, 3, 4. So you have to do those little hops. So it's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to help you have some control, build up some muscle in there because you're controlling these movements. And you can make your pattern go slower than mine. Still need to do the same pattern. Okay? Good. Make sure you're breathing, people. 4, 3, 2. This is our last one, and count it in. Roll yourself forward and remove the infernal band. And go ahead and rock for me. Take those legs out to 45. We're going to just go ahead and do abs while we're sitting here, yeah? All right. Heels beneath your knees. Then I want you to take your toes out just a little bit. So we're doing ab position with our legs at 45 today. Sit forward, taking your belly button towards your thighs. Put your arms right here. And we're just going to lean it back just a little bit. Because with your legs out at 45, this should have clamped down pretty tight. And pulse. Now remember, your pulse is only supposed to be enough so that if you're feeling that clamp down, you're feeling the secondary clamp. It does not have to be a big move, yeah? Okay? Your back does a lot of heavy duty work without you having to lean all the way back into DEFCON 1, okay? We're gonna pick up our weights after this. Four, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll forward. Gently stretch your back out. Grab a hold of your weights wherever they are. We're going to bring that resistance in. So on the chest. And if you can, if you're comfortable, you can take your positioning wider. This is more of a challenge because you don't have legs in front of you to help counterbalance. So if you're not comfortable with that, take your legs a little closer. But you still want those knees out, the toes out just a little bit beyond your knees. Tuck your belly button forward. Roll back into that about 80. Feel how this tightens up here. And you just want that very small rock. As if you're about to lean back, but then you decide not to. That's the whole thing. And from here, you're paying attention. You'll feel what your back muscles are doing as well. They are contracting to keep you from falling backwards. All right? So we were playing with our balance here, having the legs, usually you have your legs open for balance, but when they're open too far, your balance becomes more precarious. So 45 is about a good space for balance, or just a little bit in. Feet together is a challenge. Feet super wide is a challenge. So on days when you're like, I need something different, change what your feet are doing and then pay attention to what's going on in here. All right, we are almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, put your weights down, and if you have a band for arms, pick that up and walk your feet back, heel to toe, heel to toe. All right. So put the band on your right hand and then grab the top of your right thigh, and you can take your feet to about 45. We're simply going to pull across. So it's like a modified lawnmower. So you're just going to bring it right across here, and you're going to add that little bit of a turn in your spine. Okay, so you've got a good grasp on your knee, and we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, keeping your hand where it is, your top hand needs to change the grip. So instead of going inside from the front, you're going to go underside from the back. So now your hand is flat like this, because we're going to curl towards our shoulder. Okay? Set up nice and tall. Kind of give it a test pull. You may or may not get all the way to your shoulder. That's fine. We're doing a little bicep curl from a restricted position. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And so you can see we can do a ton of things. So flip this, get a good grip here, and remember you're going to go hand in, scoop it in from the front, and we're going to draw to the side with our twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your left shoulder can move. 5, just not your left hand. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to release that. We're going to scoop in from the back so we can do our bicep curl. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go ahead and take the band off. Open and close your hands. Get the circulation moving back in there. All right. We're going to leave our chair where it is. Stand up and pick up your weights. Now, go ahead and start with your weights in your chair. So stand up, put your weights in your chair. You can pick them up when you're ready to, not before. Because what we're going to do, we're going to come up on our toes. All right. And first thing I want you to do is walk around your chair on your toes. Okay. So you're just walking. You're walking on your toes. You stay on your toes the whole time. And then once you get back to where you started, if you feel comfortable, I want you to do that in reverse. The chair is there so that you have it as a guide. Walking backwards on your toes. All right, good. Go ahead and let your heels come down. If you would like to pick up your weights now, you can carry them low, you can carry them medium, you can carry them high. You can move them, but we're going to come up on our toes. And we're going to walk around our chair. So always go forward around your chair, on your toes. When you get to your home space, you reverse it. You can put your weights anywhere you want them to be. If you don't want to do weights, put your weights down. Okay? And I'm just changing my weights every time I change directions. So there's no right or wrong. There's only toes. If you want to go a little higher, you will feel that in your abs, with or without the weights. If you raise your arms up above your head with or without the weights, you're going to feel it in your abs. All right, one more time. I'm actually going to do mine with moving weights this time to kind of give my body a little perturbation to move against. So when you have the weights moving and you're trying to keep your balance, oh, not weights, even your arms are moving. That's where it comes from. All right. Now, go to the place on your chair where you can see the little sidebar. And if you need to hold on, I want you to pick up a football. You're on your toes and lift and touch. So you're on your toes lifting a foot. That takes a little bit of balance. You can put your weights down. You can hold on. Take some concentration. And good. All right, let's go ahead and put our weights down. Let's go into our cool down. Let's put the chair out of the way. I was going to sit down to cool down, but I think we need to do something different. All right. Find a place to rest your hands. Take one foot long behind you with the toe long. So as you heel, your toes in the floor, your heel is crimped up towards your leg. Stretch your leg long for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's do the other leg. Straighten it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, take this leg out sideways long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then shift it so the other leg is out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The only thing you have to be careful of is your calves. If they start cramping, let go. All right. Let's go into a hip hinge position. What we're going to do is we're going to take our hips back, but we're going to let our arms go long. Okay. Keep your knees straight and stop right here. So your knees are locked. You haven't gone very far into your hinge, just enough to get the hamstrings to stretch, and you're just letting your arms hang, so you're not very low, guys. This is where I am. If I wanted to go any lower, I would bend my knees, which everybody bend your knees, and we're going to just sink down towards the floor. Stop halfway. And literally, we're going to hang out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can sink into your hips any lower and go to the floor, go ahead and do that. We'll hang out there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your elbows to knees. Let your chin lead you up and roll to standing position. First thing you want to do is go right into that hip hula. Do you about 3 on one side and 3 on another. Good. Cast one hip out. You get that stretch right through here. And then we're going to cast this hip out and get that stretch right here. You get a little one in here too, but this is the big one. Let's take our hands behind, and you're simply just going to pull your shoulders back into each other. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release, rolling the shoulders into each other here, flexing those shoulder blades out, tucking the chin. We're holding that one a little longer because it feels really good. And we're going to relax and roll it. And I'm going to stop the music because that is loud. All right, you guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you being here, and we will catch you on the flip side.